Welcome to the Women in Vinyl podcast with Jen DiEugenio, founder of Women in Vinyl and contributor Robin Raymond. This podcast facilitates conversations with those working in the vinyl record industry to educate, demystify, and diversify the vinyl community.
Thank you for joining us on episode 51 of the Women in Vinyl podcast. You just heard Akash by the Berkeley Indian Ensemble off their album Sharat. Find more of their music and what they're up to at berkeleyindianensemble.com. We are continuing our international vinyl journey, this time heading to Mumbai to hang out with our new friend Kinjal Gosar, founder of Drocer Records. We talk with Kinjal about how the vinyl market looks in India, how it differs from North America, what running a record store is like there, and more. Don't forget to grab a copy of our book, Women in Vinyl, The Art of Making Vinyl, at womeninvinyl.com/book. We were also listed as number 11 on FeedSpot's top 25 vinyl record podcasts on the web. Please continue to like, subscribe, and leave us a review. And thank you for being here. Now here's the episode.
Let's talk about you, sweetheart, though. Let's talk about Kinjal Gosar joining us from India. Whoa. Time zones be damned. We're doing this. We are doing this. Yeah.
Honestly, you were the impetus for us like talking to people in different parts of the world because after we were emailing, you said things are completely different here. And so we're super excited to dive more into India and the culture, the vinyl culture there.
I am so glad that you chose Drocer. Like it's just like we are such a small vinyl store over here, so it just means a lot, to be very honest. And I'm just grateful that we get to do this, even though we are in like different countries and stuff. So like
just adds places that we need to go on our hit list.
So, next time you're in India.
Yeah, next time. I haven't even been to India yet.
Oh, you haven't?
No, it's always been like really high up on the old list, being a casual practice or of yoga for the longest time.
Really?
Yeah.
We don't like the way people in US follow yoga. Indians don't do that. So like.
No, I know. That's one of the reasons that I wanted to go over and try it, because it's more of a spiritual practice and a little bit more of a meditation and a little bit more of a cultural thing, rather than just like 50 white ladies in tight clothing trying to maintain their aesthetic appeal for each other.
Yeah.
So I fully get it. Tell us everything about Drocer.
Yeah.
So it's Drocer.
Drocer.
And it's basically record written in the
Backwards.
other direction. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, it's something that so I was having this discussion with a friend of mine while coming up with like a brand name and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And he just said, "You're such an idiot. You know, the brand name is in the word record itself. And I was like, what are you talking about? I mean, are you high on something? You can tell me so that I can
So
I
I
don't
can
know.
join you.
Yeah, exactly. But then I thought about it, and it's very smart because vinyl in its own way, it's like the whole subculture has been in the revival zone. It not just in India, but like everywhere around the world. It's just had a comeback. And
Mhm.
for me, it's like a full life coming to a full circle. So it just made sense to have that as my brand name.
I love it.
So I started in August 2022. It's been quite a ride since
I
then.
bet.
Yeah, we are currently online only. We don't have a brick and mortar store. It's just easier to manage a few things. Also,
Yeah.
because it's a niche market here, it's not as popular. Vinyl as a format is not like it's not something that you'll find at every household or like every other household. It's a very small niche market over here.
Yeah.
So yeah, just makes sense. Just makes more sense.
Yeah, it's
But
great.
hey, maybe soon. I don't know.
Yeah. So you are you in Mumbai?
Yeah, I live in
Cool.
Mumbai. I've been in Mumbai all my life, born and
Yeah.
brought up here. It's quite a city. It's
Yeah.
a very eastern version of New York.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Truly.
yeah. The
Truly.
city never sleeps.
Yeah. I mean, because everybody has 3 jobs too.
Yeah, everyone's
Yeah.
hustling. Everyone's
Mhm.
living their, trying to live their dream.
Right.
Everyone is trying to earn enough to survive. It's just
Mhm.
another. It's a very beautiful city. Mumbai has that. I don't know what the right word for it is. It just has that charm, and like unless and until you've not lived here, you wouldn't know. So it's a very Mumbai thing. I know how I sound right now.
No, it's I
Yeah.
mean it's hard to describe a city that a lot of people haven't potentially visited
Yeah,
and
yeah,
is on the other side of the world for some of us. So I
yeah.
mean, yeah, fully. We totally I even trying to explain to you what being in Canada is like. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't get it till I'm there. So
yeah, exactly. So we're
yeah,
all going to book a flight to Mumbai and it's going to be great.
please
On
do.
our
And
way
you're
to go see Sweet Kathy in Australia. You can come with us. It'll be great.
Women of Vinyl
please.
World Tour.
Yeah. Who's
Oh
sponsoring
wow,
it?
that's
Yeah,
a very good idea for women invited.
I
That's something
know.
you should work on.
We would also,
Womeninvinyl.com/donate.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, India is very different when it comes to the way or the culture works over here. The vinyl culture works over here.
Mhm.
Most of the market is disorganized, and what I mean by that is you'll find scrap dealers, you'll find all these local small shops in different places who sell vinyl, and it's
Mhm.
that comes in like the disorganized market.
Right.
Record stores as such, there are a handful of stores, record
Mhm.
stores. Like think anyone who is like a registered company, like yeah, that we sell vinyl. So there are a handful of stores like that over here. Um, I'm so glad we are one of them. And yeah, Indian music, right? It's so vast because the culture over here literally changes like every 50 meters. It's like, sorry, kilometers. It's like sorry, I don't talk in miles. We talk in,
That's so funny.
I just figured out that you live in Canada, so you know what kilometers,
I do.
meters,
Yeah. Oh
Celsius,
yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
To be fair, even if I was thinking about what a mile would look like, it's all
Yeah.
subjective. Well, to go back to sort of the start of opening your record store, were you a collector for a long time, or what made you decide that you wanted to bring records to the Indian market?
So yeah, I have been collecting records for quite some time. So there's this place in Mumbai called Adagio. So that's where I actually discovered vinyl. It's not been a hand-me-down for me from my parents or generation or something like that. It's not
Mhm.
been like that. Um, it just came in my life when I needed it the most. It's funny, I know how
Aw.
it sounds, but still.
No, I love
Um,
it. I love it.
yeah, I found a lot of friends there. Like I found a proper community there, right? So like it came in my life and I needed people, you know, around. So it just happened. So I found Adagio, I found records. It was very interesting for me. I mean, I could hear the difference in the music, and I figured I saw how engaging it is. Like so the first record that I listened to was my favorite record, Dark Side of the Moon. So I've heard Dark Side of the Moon so many times. Like I listen to Great Gig in the Sky almost every day. It's just a thing. So yeah, so when I heard the record from start to finish, the way it is supposed to be, listened to, and the way you're supposed to experience the album, I was I don't even have the I don't have the right adjective for it, because it was just so surreal. Like it was mind-blowingly awesome. So yeah, so that's how it started for me.
What year was this? When did you start collecting records? When did you first listen to it?
So I heard record, the Dark Side of the Moon record in the year 2017. I started, yeah. I started collecting in 2019. I went crazy during the lockdown.
We all did. It's totally fine.
So as I told you, right, it's not been a hand-me-down. I mean, my parents knew about the culture. They have heard music somewhere or the other on a gramophone or on a record, but there were no hand-me-downs as such. And I really didn't have anyone else who used to listen to music specifically on vinyl before Adagio happened. So yeah, it's been quite a journey, to be honest. To be very honest. Also, I am an electronics engineer myself, so the whole systems and players and audio, it's always been like oh wow, this is interesting, so why not? And there was an opportunity that just kind of presented itself in 2022. For a very short time, I worked with another record store. Things just didn't go the way I had a different idea in my head. They had a different idea in my head. So we were like, let's just part ways. It's fine. And I was like, wait, I can do this on my own. I just need to start. That's all. Yeah. So took out all the savings. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So whatever savings I had over the years, I just took it all out, and I was like, called my parents. I told them, listen, I'm doing this thing. All right. I'm just letting you all know I'm going to do this thing.
I mean, I've known some Indian parents in my life, and that would be very hard, ma'am. That would be a thing. You can totally tell me to just pound sand, literally, but are your parents very traditional? Were they like, what? No, this is the plan that we have for you. You can't do this.
Well, again, as I told you, it's been quite a ride.
I'm on the edge of my seat, literally. Yeah, this is crazy.
They're not exactly traditional. It's just that I'm an only child. And my father wanted me to be an engineer, and I did that. Yeah. But I found my niche. I found what I like out of all that. Yeah. So yeah, and they saw me work hard. Since I got my first job, right after graduating, since then they've been off my backs. They've been like, you do you. We see you working hard. We know you can earn a buck. So yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want to,
I love it. You're like, I did your thing. Now I'm gonna do
mine. Yeah, exactly. I did your thing, and now I'm doing my thing, and I'm doing a pretty good job. I mean, I survived for more than a year. So, also 2022 was also the year when I got married. So for them, I'm settled, I've done all the
You've done all the things. Yeah.
You checked all the Indian boxes.
All the boxes.
Great job.
So now they're like, do your thing.
Is the perception of women engineers the same at all as it is elsewhere there? I mean, is there because here we find a lot of gender bias around, women engineers, and those types of jobs, but as that sort of stereotype, if you will, being something over there? Is it the same?
I guess the stereotype that women are supposed, like women can't do things the way men do, it's everywhere. It's
Mhm.
not going to change for a long, long time. But luckily, India is known to produce engineers.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
That's why I was curious.
So
Yeah.
yeah, certain certain streams like maybe mechanical engineering is something that women don't get into.
Yeah.
Um, computers is fine, electronics is fine, but like yeah, stream wise there's like a lot of difference. But then yes, of course, anywhere you go, once you get into the rat race, let's just
Mhm.
call it that,
Mhm.
once you get in there, you see the whole inequality in the the paychecks and whatnot. So like
Right.
casual sexism, which is very on your face sexism. It's never casual.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, there are things like that. I got tired of the corporate rat race after a point of time just because of this.
Yeah.
Because I have not grown up in a household where all of this matters. Like your gender doesn't matter. What you do matters with your life. So
Right. And you're
yeah.
doing it. You're doing it, Mona.
Maybe. No, no, yeah.
Yeah,
I am
no, no. Yeah, there's no maybe. You're doing it now.
no, yeah.
You're
I
all
am
in.
I'm doing my best.
So you said that you found this great community. So when you were like, "Hey, dudes, guess what? I'm going to open a record store," they were like, "Oh yeah, rad." And then
Yeah.
you were like, "Okay, now I got to find records." So how did that go? Where did you find your records? Where did you decide that you were going to get records from? What is the distribution side like in Mumbai?
Uh, Not just in Mumbai, actually, I can talk about India over here. So
Mm-hmm.
we do not have pressing plants. So
Really?
everything
At
gets
all?
in. Yeah. No, the
That's
I
odd.
was,
last one.
yeah, like before this, I was trying to research and see if there was
Yeah.
one. And I was looking at vinylpressingplants.com and I couldn't find anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
kept running into different like translations and I was like, well, I definitely don't know how to speak Hindi. So I don't know anything more than I knew before.
so the last one actually shut in the late 80s, early 90s.
Wow.
I think that was in Kolkata. Yeah. Yeah. So that one shut. There was also a fire as far as I remember. So there was like it just shut. It after a point of time CDs became a thing.
Uh-huh.
So everyone was like focusing on that. And manufacturing wise, India was moving from the manufacturing sector to the service sector and all of that. So like a lot of economic and etc. things happened. So there are
Mhm.
no pressing plants, unfortunately. There's
Wow.
great music in this country,
Yeah.
but no pressing plants. God damn it. Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
And
I guess we need to move to Mumbai and open a pressing plant because
Well, I'm
that
saying
seems
all
like
of these people that want to add capacity in the
Mhm.
US and North
Are idiots.
America,
just
go to
come to
India.
India, please.
Yeah.
Come to India.
Yeah,
Please.
go to India. I'm sure I like yeah.
So we import like all the
Uh-huh.
new records, whatever
Yeah.
you call, like not the pre-loved ones. Pre-loved is a different ball game, but
True.
yeah, new records are imported. Everyone
Mhm.
imports them. We have a couple of distributors here, like Sony or Universal.
Yeah.
So we do directly buy it from the distributors, but there are certain records that even they don't have in their catalog, so we have to import any which way. So there are all these distributors outside in Netherlands and here and there. So we import. But the biggest problem over here is that let's say I import a record of $10 or €10
Yeah.
because of the customs, because of the taxes, etc. Also, we have to put our own profit
Yep.
margins in.
Yep. Of course.
The
Yeah.
$10, yeah, the $10 record becomes like a $25 record.
Yep.
So yeah,
I'm just like envisioning a room in your house being just like
literally, that's
stacked
what
to the
it is.
rafters. Yeah.
I
How
have
are you doing this?
a wardrobe which is empty, no clothes, nothing that I had to keep. So, the lower shelf has my cat food and everything over there for my cats, and all the other shelves, all the other shelves have records in it. All the other shelves. So, like, I have a very specific way of keeping everything. So the new
Uh-huh.
records are kept up, on the top shelf. The
Yeah.
box set, I still have the Pink Floyd box set, so that's kept like on the topmost shelf.
Right.
Then all the Hindi records are kept in a certain way.
Yeah.
It's just like a crazy thing.
So
Uh,
where
all,
are the Bollywood records getting made then? Like who's pressing Indian music? Like
Yeah.
where is it coming from?
So old Indian music, so a lot of, as I told you, there was a fire, tapes got lost, tapes got
Mhm.
burnt. So
Mhm.
that music is not being pressed anymore. So like there are really, there are like really great old Indian movies with like singers like Mohammed Rafi, Lata Mangeshkar, etc., etc.
Yeah.
So they have become like a rarity now.
Sure.
So it's mostly become a collectible. So
Mhm.
people will spend like crazy amount of money
Oh yeah.
just to get a copy of that.
Yes, we will. Yes, we
Yeah,
will
yeah.
Are you
spend
able
crazy
to
money.
are you able to source those within India, or are you looking more like to Discogs for that kind of thing?
No, so luckily, I have sources, so I do get.
Ah, wink.
I do have sources,
Yes.
so I do get, but it is difficult to get certain records. And when people come to me with like their whole list of wish lists, it becomes
Uh-huh.
a tough. It becomes a tough conversation after a point of time because I have to explain it to them that listen, there are certain records I can get, but
Mhm.
then this would be the estimated price. Are you willing to spend that kind of money? Then yeah, definitely. Because then otherwise, for me, it's just like inventory stuck. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Now, like, and also like, there's then a conflict within me as a collector and as a business person. Like, you just have to like, just spend that money. But no, dude, you can't. You can't afford it. There's this constant conversation going on in my head. And yes, there are people, there are a couple of record labels, there are a couple of people who are pressing records,
Yeah.
but they get it pressed outside of India. They
Yeah.
then manage the whole import, this, that, everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how it
How
is right now.
how is the importing price? Is it affecting the buyer? Are you seeing that? Because, what is the economy like? I guess I know India varies quite a bit
Yeah,
um
yeah.
in that. So are
So
you finding a diverse group of people buying records?
yes, yes, to answer your question about the diverse group. But so the Indian economy is, I would, I don't know how to put it. So people who fall in the top 10% income wise are the ones
Mhm.
who can actually afford this.
Yeah.
And out of those 10%, there are hardly like, let's say only like 2 or 3% vinyl consumers, who like really buy vinyl.
Sure.
So it's a very small market. It's a very small market. But then again, when I say small in terms of America or something, okay, I'm sorry. That's
That
not
was
true.
no. Why would you apologize? We always welcome a
We
guest
love
star.
our cat friends.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah. So
Hi,
as I was,
kitty. Hi, kitty.
yeah, he is a very old cat and he also has epilepsy. So he will be
Oh,
lost in his own
baby.
world.
Aw,
Oh,
what a sweetie.
hi.
Marshall, Marshall, see your famous Marshall.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet
Anyway,
baby.
I love this guy. Anyway, sorry.
Oh, we love him too
um,
already. It's great.
yeah. So as it was, yeah. So out of those 2-3%, people already have like their sources. They like there are like these couple of buyers that they buy from.
Hmm.
Some of them can afford, like most of them can afford importing themselves and stuff like that. So instead of like supporting the local stores, they end up buying records from UK, US,
Sure.
Japan on their own.
Yeah.
And they don't understand that if they don't support us, we won't be able to like import more.
Hmm.
If we can't import more, the prices will still be high. So like
Right.
there's this whole thing that we have to explain, but it's fine. It's still working. Like the day I launched my record store, I had like buyers because people would want to buy, but at the same time, India is very price sensitive market, very
Right.
price sensitive.
Yeah.
So that also becomes a challenge.
Well, and I mean, like we're seeing it too over here, where it like the economy has kind of gone cuckoo bananas, and it's records are priced such that they're luxury items now. So it's
Yeah,
a
Yeah.
yeah,
very it's a very fine stratus of the population that can continually come in on a regular basis for a new record or whatever.
Yeah, we are seeing that too. There's been a slowdown in the
Mhm.
market. So there are people who reach out to me that saying that, hey, do you have the Audio Technica LP60X? And I'm like, yeah, I do. Oh, what is it? What's the cost? And I tell them, and then they're like, oh, listen, you know what? Maybe I'll buy it after 2 months because I really don't have the money.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people are stuck in that chicken and egg situation. What do I buy first? Records or the player or the system?
Mhm.
You have to have that whole conversation with them.
Yeah.
That becomes a challenge.
So you're selling gear too?
Yeah. We do. We
Oh.
sell. It's another ball game again. But I
Yeah, of
am
course.
very lucky. I am very lucky that I understand
Uh-huh.
the nuances, and it becomes easier for me to explain things to people. So
Totally.
like I end up having like half an hour conversation and end up making friends out of my customers just because they're like, thank you so much. You are the
Yeah.
only one who gave us the right
It's
I love
true.
information.
that.
It's true. And I mean,
Yeah.
like, are you finding I get pushback sometimes in the store for being the only girl that has some of the answers. Are you finding any pushback from any of your clients or
So,
customers that
God
are like,
damn,
no,
many,
no. Yeah?
so many people. Like, I am telling you, it's been quite a ride. Like, when I say that, you have to
Yeah.
understand that it actually has been quite a ride. So,
Oh,
like,
no,
because
we're here for the ride. We want to know everything. We're trying to find the corner of the globe where there is somebody that's like, oh, you know more than me. Great. Here's my money. Thanks. Because we
no,
all
but
want to move there. We all want to go there. So tell us about the roller coaster. We're here. We're strapped in. Our hands are up. We're ready to go.
you're too sweet, Robin. Like, that's
Oh, I
something
don't
that I
know.
have to say.
Said nobody ever. God.
I just did. I just did.
Well, trust me.
I
Trust me.
listen
Trust me.
to Women in Vinyl podcast when I'm driving because I'm so tired of listening to music. Sometimes I'm like, no, no music today,
Amen.
podcast, please.
Yes.
Sometimes, it
I'm with
happens.
you. No,
Yeah.
I'm with you.
And
Trust
saying
me.
that as a record store owner, I know it's, I know it sounds.
No, it's fine. It's
Also,
fine.
I don't listen to all genres of music. So just like there are customers. Oh, why don't you listen to this person? Oh, why don't you listen to this genre? Oh, why
Oh,
is
yeah.
jazz not your thing? Yes,
Yeah.
there are amazing artists, some
True.
artists that I do listen to from time to time. But my go-to is classic rock, is metal, it's going to be alt rock, it's going to be Linkin Park. That's just how it's going to be.
You're
You
my
just have to
sister and I love you. It's fine.
I love you too.
Right.
But
I
no,
love
yeah,
it.
it becomes a challenge. But we have got a lot of pushback from like
Yeah.
just imagine a typical 50, 60-year-old uncle. So we call them uncles, but I know like a man, you can it can be like a cisgender white male also. It's like just cisgender white males and cisgender brown. So brown males over here are
Uh-huh.
what white males are in the
Sure.
US.
Well, I'm glad it's just that age group, really.
Yeah,
Like
it's just that age
it's
group.
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, but then there have been like even from the community, sometimes there's
Mm-hmm.
like more they look at you as competition rather than a
It's
collaborator. So
totally.
like, there's a lot of pushback sometimes. So like the first few months were very tough. But then I was like, you know what, I'll just I'll just do it. That's like
Yeah.
just go away. Just like
Yeah.
go. Don't ruin my energy.
Yeah.
I want to stay
Good.
positive.
Good. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
yeah, but those 50, 60-year-old cisgender is very important here. Like
Mm-hmm.
seriously. But
Yeah. I mean, can you speak on that a little bit more, Kinjal? Can you expand on like how the rainbow crowd is viewed and represented in records and record buyers in Mumbai?
so it's not so when it comes to business over here,
Mm-hmm.
people don't really care which section you belong to or any if you're doing a good job, if your brand is good, if you're giving good products,
Yep.
great. It's great. It's the support from that different community, like these smaller subcultures.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of support. There's a lot of love. But then again, when it comes to a business, if you're giving what your customer wants, nobody really cares.
Right.
Yeah.
But then again, of course, there is there is a lot of like people view them a certain way. There's like
Yeah.
a lot of barriers to still break, etc., etc. So yeah, it's quite a ride. But then again, people who are like in the 10% who live in Mumbai, who live in urban areas, they don't really care.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
yeah, they don't. But like if you go to like the rural places or you go to
Right.
tier 2, tier 3 cities,
Yeah.
there is always an issue.
Ah,
And
it's
it's
the
still
same. It's the same in Canada, honey.
yeah,
Don't
it's
worry.
still a
The more
sensitive
rural,
topic.
you get. Yeah, it's true.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
still a sensitive topic.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think it's the same in US too. I think like the
Oh
southern
yeah.
states and the
Oh baby.
I think you know what, the story is the same everywhere, to be very
Mhm.
honest. It's just how it's viewed by other people outside of your country.
Yeah.
Like
I
everyone
mean,
thinks,
it's kind of good because that you have an online store, so you can just kind of like pew 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 pew. Like I'm excited for the time that you potentially open a brick and mortar so that you could be a safe space for everybody to come in and flip through
yeah,
your
I really
wares.
hope so. I really hope
Mm-hmm.
so. Like, yeah, like at least in Mumbai, the other stores, like I think there are what, two brick and mortar stores, like proper record stores. They don't like, there's no, nobody's going to come at you just because you belong to another community. They
Right.
might, they might do all the, gossips and like, they might like snigger or they might like, but it's like within their friends. They won't like really come at you and attack you. That's
Right.
not what happens. Yeah. At least not in Mumbai. India, I mean, of course, it keeps on happening.
Right. Right. Right.
I think it happens everywhere.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and I'm curious about kind of going back to sourcing pressings and things like that. You know, are you seeing a lot of bootlegs coming into the market because you're not able to necessarily get everything that your customers want?
Bootlegs, I haven't come across as many, to be honest. Like there have been a couple of bootlegs that I've come across, but not as many. Also, what happens is all these scrap dealers, etc., that I was talking about, they do have bootlegs, right?
Mhm.
And it's like a very when we source. So okay, when it comes to pre-loved, how we work is we go to these individual sellers, or maybe somebody wants to sell off their grandfather's collection or somebody like that, or we go to these scrap dealers ourselves. We go through like more than 500, sometimes 1,000, sometimes like I don't know how many records, and then we just select like 50, 60 out of them, which are
Mm-hmm.
I aim to I only look at like VG and VG plus and everything about that. VG only if the record itself is very rare. Otherwise, it's always VG plus that we go for. So we pick out like 50 out of the 200. So when we're picking stuff out, of course we ignore the bootlegs and move on. But yeah, it's not as much, I would say. Maybe on a very individual level, people like the buyer might be able to answer this better,
Mhm.
rather than a store.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I feel like I would just like to have a few Indian bootlegs. I think that would be cool.
yeah, I mean there is this one that I have. I'm not sure if it's a bootleg, but like it had no cover. It just had the composer's name written on it, and I bought
Yeah.
it because it was R.D. Burman, and R.D. Burman was like one of the greatest composers of his time. So I just still have it, and it's good music. So I was like, why
Yeah. I mean,
not?
that's the thing. I mean, it comes down to that for me. It's the same old like repress original kind of thing all of the time, where it's like,
Oh,
would you rather have the songs or not?
yeah, exactly.
Buy the record. Just
I
stop.
don't get it. There are like these people that complain about, oh, this is not analog, this is digital, this is that. I'm like, listen, dude, it's you are not going to be able to tell the difference. Just
Every day.
buy it.
Every day.
Yeah.
Just
I love
buy it for the sake of it. Like if you want this record.
Yeah.
I am not. So there was this customer who was asking me to give him in Court of King Crimson King,
Yeah. In the
King
quarter.
Crimson.
Yeah.
It is in my collection. I have like I think I have the first press or the repress or something. He saw that. He's like, I want that. I was like, no, that's not for sale. This one
Yeah.
is for sale. I had a new copy. But he's like, nah, but this is. I was like, listen, this is remastered. This is 180G. Just take it. Just like, don't look at my stuff. Don't look at my stuff. Just
Yeah.
no.
Just no.
They're so obsessed with it, and I
Uh-huh.
am so tired of explaining. Listen, you're not going to tell, you are not going to be able to tell the difference. You
Yeah.
just are not. Just
Yeah.
cool.
So are
Yeah.
you going?
Right.
Are you going to shows? Is there record shows? Like, I know you said that. Like, I also love that you called it pre-loved vinyl. That's so adorable. How?
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, is there? Because over here we have like crazy collector shows where people are like, "Oh, here's all of my records. Come flip through them and like pay markups and stuff." Are you going to those kind of things? Is there like a weird little record store kind of? I mean, not really a coalition because, like, are there record? Is there Record Store Day India?
No, we were just talking,
Really?
like we
Yeah,
were
we were
talking
just
about it
yeah.
Yeah.
before you joined in. So there's no record store day in India.
Huh.
But what we do is we still celebrate it, of course, because
Yeah,
it's
of
still
course.
a celebration of the culture rather than anything else.
Yeah.
So every store in their own capacity in different ways. Sometimes they collaborate and come together, but I have not seen that happen in a long time. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Huh.
so everyone like maybe has a small celebration, maybe at their own store if they have a brick and mortar, or they like book a really nice venue. Can be anything, like
Yeah.
I don't know, Soho House can be one. Then there's like different speakeasies and whatnot over here. And also like it's been a while, but there's a vinyl bar now in Bangalore. In India,
Whoa.
there's a vinyl only bar in Goa that's been around for quite some time. So all of these places
Cool.
also have some or the other sort of celebration. And
Okay.
mostly it's, because we are online, so mostly it's, amazing deals and
Sure.
10% off,
Yeah.
15%
Yeah.
off and stuff.
But
You
where are
don't get
you go? Where are you going for Record Store Day? Like, what
uh,
is your plan for Record Store Day?
so we are planning like a small gathering of sorts at one of the speakeasies. I'm still not, I
Oh.
mean, I'm still working out the details when it comes to that. It's a little tough when it comes to like organizing events. It's like I do everything. Like I have to run the store, I have to do the packing, I
Mhm.
have to do the shipping, I have to talk to the customers, and at
Mhm.
the same time, I have to keep my website
Mhm.
updated, which I suck at. Like it's the most boring task in this whole goddamn world.
I am
And
with
I
you.
website, I mean, there
I
are
know.
price changes that happen, and like your customer will just call you and like, but this is for 5,000, why are you quoting 6,000? And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry, there's a glitch on the website. And it's not a glitch on the website, it's just me who's not getting time.
No, you just need a button that says "Shut up and pay me."
I know,
Stop.
right?
Yes.
But yeah,
Yes.
so with all of that, managing an event is also a tough thing. Also,
Yeah.
I currently do not have a team. I just like I'm working on that.
No.
So yeah,
And then
it becomes,
you're gonna play records at this thing too, right? Because if
so
you're
we
gonna
are going to
book
have,
it and play it,
yeah,
you're going to play records too, I imagine.
yeah, so we're going to have like a nice setup, only vinyl, music only on vinyl. I'm hoping to keep like a jukebox kind of a scenario so that
Cool.
like people can come and just pick up whatever they want to listen to, buy records. I do not maybe call in a resident DJ of that particular
Yeah.
venue, or like get a DJ, vinyl only DJs. There are a lot of vinyl only DJs, good DJs in India. So let's see how it goes. Like there are different permutations and combinations
I love
of
it.
this particular event. So yeah, but yeah, so everyone celebrates it in their own capacity. There are certain stores which are huge, like they are huge over here. Like one particular store in India is like the biggest store when it comes to vinyl. So
Mhm.
they will definitely do something like something that will blow your mind. But yeah, yeah.
That's awesome. How does your partner fit into all of this?
My partner, you mean my spouse?
Yeah.
Oh, he has just been a very nice supporting husband.
Yeah.
Does
He's
he
I
like
like,
hate the word.
records too?
Yeah, so no, he has his own thing. He has his own business. He works in that. He just supports me in terms of like like the most,
packing records, knowing how to
no,
pack a record for shipping.
no, no,
What?
carrying crates. I carrying all the crates at different events, and like I just tell, like, there's a joke, like, if he doesn't go to the gym that day, I'm like, see, listen, you're deadlifting that. And so, like,
Yes.
your exercise is covered. So thank you. Yeah. But yeah, so he has been
great.
very supportive.
Yeah.
And he's very lovely. He has his taste in music is mostly alt rock and he also listens to a lot of so he doesn't have a particular genre that he listens to other than alt rock actually. Oh God.
Yep.
I've been with this guy for like 5 years and I still don't know.
That's okay. That is okay. I
No,
mean,
but he was the one who introduced me to Foo Fighters and I fell in love with them. So I've been
oh, that's nice.
yeah. So yeah, so we have
That's
similar
good,
taste
babe.
in music.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Yeah, it is kind of. And
Yeah.
sometimes he just, after a tiring day, he just comes home and he's like, listen, I'm going to listen to records now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. Let's do that. I was just
Yeah.
going to talk in Hindi and I was like,
Oh, I love it.
yeah. So he's been very supportive, very sweet with the whole thing. He takes care of all the like. So when I made this transition, of course, I was like earning a certain salary and stuff, and then from
Yeah.
transitioning from that and then handling 3 cats and also the household, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's been very calm and supportive. He
Oh, that's good.
also helps me through all the nights when I doubt myself. Like almost every other week, I'm like, listen, dude, I'm just going to shut this down. I'm not. And he's like,
Yeah.
listen, you're doing a great job. Just
Oh, that's great.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
he's the person who grounds me. So.
Oh, great.
That's good.
How else does the culture does record culture differ in India than it does?
So see, again, for a lot of Indians, this is a luxury.
Mm-hmm.
Collecting anything is a luxury. Having a hobby which involves collectibles is a luxury. So the people who buy it, like, so there are a lot of aspiration. There's a difference. So there's an aspirational crowd over here who, like, someday, that's their mindset.
Right.
Very, very surprisingly, Gen Zs for some reason have been have a lot of interest in this culture. So I've had like an influx of Gen Z kids buying. I shouldn't say kids, but yeah, the Gen Z crowd buying records.
They're kids. It's fine.
Yeah, but well, and then there's a clear distinction also. Like, so like what I mean by that is, if you're into records, most likely you also are a sneaker person. Most likely you also like craft beers. So stuff like that. So they're like,
so the stereotype of that is the same.
It exists everywhere. This is amazing.
It's just like an overlap of things. I think everyone wants to be cool in some way or the other. So.
It's true. I love it.
Anyway,
you see, people, we are not different anywhere. It's like that's the funniest thing about all of it. It's just
I am very surprised when you said that, it's records are being looked at as a luxury product in Canada also. I was very surprised because for such a long time I thought, like, because everyone talks about, oh, you know what, we're going to buy records from the US because there are dollar bins there. And I'm like, dollar bins? Why would you? But like, anyway, so we'd rather buy from here so that we reach a stage where we can have dollar bins, I have, so that is also something that we are focusing on this year, like reaching out to other not record stores as such, but maybe record stores also. Like, let's say there's a record store who needs Bollywood music and I have a great collection. So maybe we can. Totally. See. So that's something that we are looking to do. But then again, it becomes, it's a very difficult thing to manage because also when you go to these scrap dealers, what is VG Plus for us is near mint for them. So it's, you have to be very careful when it comes to the quality. At least, when you're buying from those kind of people. But it's just a challenge, like getting a good record, like getting, let's say there's a movie called Teesri Manzil. So getting a record of that particular movie in a good condition is so tough. then
Right.
we have to charge accordingly also
course.
because it's not easy to come by.
Yep.
Then there are no buyers for that price. So
Yep.
there's like a lot of
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we deal with that at the shop every day. I mean, and like just people's like, oh, well, what do you have this obscure 1971 pressing of this record from Japan? And I'm like, no, dude, like you can't just walk
No.
into a store and get that.
Yeah, you want a Japanese price, go to Japan.
Totally. That's the answer all the time. All the time.
Well, that's my answer.
But I'm doing it.
Manifest.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
is my everything that I put out into the thing is starting to happen, and that's why I know, Kinjal,
That's
you're
good.
on the path, you're doing it.
Well, that's a great segue, Robin, to kind of one of my last questions is, what is your dream for the vinyl landscape in India? Like, where do you want it to become or go?
I honestly just want this to be accessible to as many people as it can be, because the disparity in terms of income and the people, like what people are missing out in terms of just the experience, it's crazy. Like I would just rather want that to somehow magically go away in the next, I don't know, 5-10 years. Also, the indie music scene in India is crazy right now. So good. Uh, so yeah.
Hit us with your recommendations.
Yeah.
Oh,
Send
I
us,
have.
send us a,
You know,
send
that's
us
the
an,
problem. The thing is, I
Yes.
listen to so much different, like different languages. So I know like what,
Yeah.
5-6 languages, I guess. So like,
What?
yeah. So that's
What?
Hindi.
What?
Yeah, Hindi, because Hindi, of course,
Hindi
everyone
because
in India
Hindi.
knows Hindi.
Right.
Marathi, because I live in the state of Maharashtra, so I have to
Right,
know that.
the regional dialect, yeah.
Yeah, the regional dialect. Then my mother tongue, which is Kutchi, which is a dialect
Right.
from so there's a place in Gujarat called Kutch. So we just have a mother tongue. Sorry, it's just a dialect. There's no written format.
Right.
Then there's Gujarati, because of course. Then English, of course.
Right.
So like, and also a little bit of other like you know, the main state sentences from different other languages, like a little bit of Bengali, a little bit of Punjabi, a little bit of this, a little. So we just understand a lot of.
We're so deficient in North America. Like it's crazy. I mean,
Yeah, I understand that. Like, and also like every language, there's like this one particular artist that stands out in, you know, who's a singer, who's a great singer in that particular language. So that happens.
Yeah, you send us an email with your favorites from whatever dialect. I'll listen to music in languages that I don't understand. It's kind of my favorite because I'm like, oh, this is great.
And my hope is that you all get a pressing plant, because I think that'll really help as far as getting affordable pressings. Yeah,
there are a lot of, so there are a couple of indie record labels here which are releasing all this amazing music of, you know, different rock bands and like indie rock bands and indie artists. So they really, I mean, it would really be beneficial if it's just cheaper, because then it will reach out to like more people, right? So that becomes like a very important thing. And a pressing plant will also provide a lot of job opportunities. So that also becomes a thing. But yeah, I think that's like a long way down the line, because again, the focus is different when it comes to like the larger economic whatever people are planned for.
Just need a bold Indian investor to make that happen.
Yeah, investment scene is okay. I'm not going to go there, but it's not. It's if there is an investor, it's not going to be an Indian one. I am sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, all right. I'm sure you have numerous things to do. So, as a fan of the podcast, you know what's coming. I don't know if you've prepared for it.
No, I haven't. I was talking about it
perfect.
just before.
Great. I love it. I love it so much. So,
yeah.
Your custom 7-inch record, Kinjal, what would be on the A side? What would be on the B side? It doesn't have to be in English, obviously. You polyglot. I'm so impressed. I'm so impressed by you.
Oh, wow. I have been thinking about this like for the whole day, and I was not able to come up with anything, but I'm going to try. There's not going to be one 7-inch that I'll ever make, but like if I have to, side A has to have Great Gay in the Sky, because I literally listen to that song almost every single day.
I was expecting that one. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then on the side B, So there's this indie band called Advaita, and there's this song called Mo Funk. Mo Funk, and it's a really good song. Really good song. I mean, I could actually put a lot of other artists inside me, but I don't think that's allowed. So let's just stick.
As
Let's just
long
stick
as
to
it
these
doesn't
two.
exceed 5 minutes and 30 seconds, you could put a second song on if you
I
really
I do
wanted to.
know that.
And for the record, I mean, pun intended, that is the first time that anybody has actually asked me about a runtime for a second song on the B side. So congratulations, Kinjal. In
But yeah, so these
what
two
is this?
songs.
Episode 51 now.
Ooh,
51
wow.
times that I've asked that question. That's the first time anybody's ever said, well, can
Who
I add a
came up
second
with that
song?
question? Oh, that's amazing. Okay, oh, the
Well, because
Oho thing was
we got
the
to ask
Oho thing was
something.
very Indian thing. Okay, like
Oh yeah.
the Oho is a very Indian thing. So
I love it. I love it. I love it. Look at me. I'm so international. You are a delight. We love your cat.
oh yeah,
Thank you
and
so
the
much.
other two are
Thank you for
sleeping on the
spending.
cat.
Oh, he has a
And-
tree? That's great.
Yeah,
And we always-
I have 3 cats.
What?
Yeah, 3 cats, all all adopted.
Oh, bless.
Cat ladies unite.
I don't have a cat. I'm a cat lover by distance. I'm a dog person.
That also
but
counts.
I love cats, but I love other people's cats. Mhm.
Well, Kinjal, thank you so much. I mean, really, this idea was sparked by you, and we always ask people, tell us what they want to hear, tell us what we should talk about. And,
Yeah. Reach
you know,
out.
this has been a really exciting and interesting journey for Robin and I to hear about India and Australia and share that with the community. So thank you.
Thank you so much. I mean, it was just like for me, it was just, hey, let me just try. Maybe this works. I don't know. So I just wanted to like just put it out there, and it happened. Yay.
So for anybody that is looking for you, what do you got coming up next? Like, this is where you plug all of the things that you do.
Oh, well, my website, of course.
Yeah.
Drocerrecord.com. Instagram.
DROCERRECORD.com.
Yes.
It's
You
like
know,
race. It's like race car, but not.
It is.
Records backwards and forwards.
Instagram, because we live in a capitalist society and I have to have followers on Instagram, so like that's there.
I mean, I don't know if I'm following you.
I'm sorry.
I
I get too real at times. Then there's we are going to have a couple of events. I'm just hoping the RSD thing turns out well. That's all I'm hoping for.
Well, tag us on Instagram when those things happen, and we can share them in stories and stuff. So
Done.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, we should definitely check up with you in not very long because you're awesome. So
yeah,
this
has been really
much.
fun. Thank you.
You're the best.
Whenever you are in India, whenever. Just
yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna
absolutely.
We'll go to a yoga class, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we'll do cat yoga.
Yes, cat yoga.
It's not a thing.
I love it. We'll do it.
All right. Thank you so much, Jen. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you.
And I did notice the Black Sabbath over there. So
Oh yeah, follow Jen on Mistress of Reality if you want to see what it looks like to see. How many copies of Masters of Reality do you have now?
55.
55.
Holy, what?
Yeah, I mean, do it because she's.
I do follow Jen, but I didn't know about this.
Yeah, she has
the same
a
record.
Yeah, she has a secondary. I mean, she has 3 Instagrams. I'm just going to plug your Instagrams forever, Jen. So we have the lovely and talented Jen DeJunio on her own generator. Then we have obviously Women in Vinyl, and then we have Mistress of Reality, where Jen showcases and highlights all of the incredible copies of Masters of Reality that she has found from all over the globe and details like a librarian the incredible differences between every single copy that she has managed to accumulate. It is breathtaking. I love it.
It is great. It is like, I love the dedication first.
Yeah, I agree too.
Yes, I do too. It's Oh my God, I have to check it. I'm going to do that like
Do it right now.
after this.
Yeah. I'm trying to
Alright.
figure out what record I want to do because I'm like, I want to do that. I have no
I would-
time. So I absolutely need to do that as well.
It's just
There
so
are-
fascinating.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
true.
there are a couple of records that I would also do this for.
Yeah.
But then I am not sure if nobody else has thought about it. So, but like, because like this is so.
I mean,
this is so
even if they have,
specific to
just
you.
do it. Just do it
You know?
better. Who cares?
Yeah. But it's so specific to Jen, right? Like Black Sabbath,
It's true.
Masters of Reality. Jen, it has to be that, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I mean, as you'll know, like she gets a lot of flack and a lot of heat and a lot of angry uncles telling her that she doesn't know what the shit she's talking about when it comes to it. So
Okay,
that's why
so
I say
now
it doesn't matter. You do it.
You-
You do Black Side. You do Dark Side of the Moon because that is your motherfucking
Yeah, that's what I was
record.
thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do that
yeah,
one.
and
I'll try and find you a weird Canadian copy and send it to you, and then you got
please
that one.
do.
Sure,
That would be
no problem.
awesome.
I think
But
we
like-
have like 75 at the record store right now.
I'm so glad you people picked up the uncle thing out of this whole thing.
I'm gonna say it all of the time now. It's like, yep, yeah, that's
It
it.
just describes them well. You know,
Perfectly.
it's just like that
True.
stereotypical. "Ugh."
They're not just uncles, they're uncles.
Yeah, exactly. Oh wow, this is going to be a thing now.
We're trauma bonding. I love it. Okay. All right. Okay.
That's the only way to bond, guys. That's
Yeah.
the only way.
You're so right. It's so true. How sad. We love you. We love everybody that's
much.
listening. Thanks so much for joining us for episode 51.
Yay, thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank
kiddo, have the
you.
best day.
You too,
Bye.
like night, but you have the best day.
And we're back at time as a construct. Here we are.
Bye,
right.
Kinjal.
Okay. Bye, Kinjal.
Good night. Have a good day. I was going to
Good
say
night.
Good night.
Yes.
Gosh.
Good night. Go to bed.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Join the conversation on social media at Women in Vinyl. We want to hear from you. Shoot us a message for topics you want to hear, feedback, and more to info@womeninvinyl.com. Huge shout out and thank you for all our supporters, affiliates, and sponsors like Marshall Headphones. Visit our website, womeninvinyl.com, for ways to get involved, and you can always contribute to the education, demystification, and diversification of the vinyl industry by donating at womeninvinyl.com/donate. See you next time.
This episode has been brought to you by Women in Vinyl and Red Spade Records. Thank you for listening. Please remember to subscribe, and you can always contact us directly by visiting www.womeninvinyl.com.